Boss and Motion and Zapier together to be able to start new projects in Follow Up Boss automatically? That is kind of the question, and we're going to answer it today. Thank you, Michelle, for asking that question. We've got our Follow Up Boss open and ready to go. We've got our Zapier open and ready to go, and we've got our Motion, which is open and ready to go. So the key here is we want to know what happens if we have a buyer contract that goes from buyer contract to offer. Can we start a project either in this case we would have it create a project in Motion and start working things through. So we're updating Motion using an update or a change in Follow Up Boss, and to do that we need to have a trigger. So we're starting here, and we're going to start up with this trigger, and which means that we're going to have an app Follow Up Boss, and the trigger we're going to use is deal stage updated. You can see we have a bunch here, but we're going to start with deal stage updated. Right, we're going to use our Follow Up Boss account, which is being set up already, and then we're going to go into Follow Up Boss, and we got to create a new deal here. So let's do 48 Dungannon Drive, and we're going to add a price. So we're going to say it's worth 600,000. We're going to give it a close date of the 31st, and then I want to assign somebody to it. So let's see if I can find me. There I am. So I've added me to it. So I have this deal that's come in. So in this case, we're in the buyer pipeline because I'm buying a house. And when I change it from the stage that it's in to the offer stage, that's when I want it to activate a new task. So to do that, first things first is I got to go in here and I'm going to move this to offer so that it can pick this up, because we need to be able to test it, and to be able to test it we have to have something that's moved into that area. So let's find new records. There we go. You can see it's already found it. There we go. 48 Dungannon, and it's assigned to the buyer, me, so that's all good news. We go continue with selected record, and now what we want to do is tie this to Motion. So we look for Motion and we tie it, and we have different things that we can do with it. We can create a project, we can create a task, we can create an update. In this case, we're going to create a project, and I have to sign in to my Motion account, which means that I've got to go find the API for it in Motion. So give me 1 second and I will go grab that. If you're not sure how to grab that, don't worry about it. We'll show you here. You see under settings, we've got API, and then we've got API keys, and we don't have one yet. So we're going to create a new API key. I'm just going to pause this while I create it so that you guys don't see what the actual key is going to be, but we are going to name it Zapier. Okay, so I've pasted it and I've created the key here. You just copy it when you keep it. There'll be a little button that you see that says copy. Paste it in here and then use to continue Motion, and now it's going to authorize Motion for me. So you can see, so now I've selected an account and it's all assigned and we're good to go. So we're going to continue. We're going to do the ID space. So in this case, it's going to be my tasks, and I don't have a project name for it yet, or a type to assign it to a project. So we're going to have to go and do that. Go back to Motion, and we're going to create a new project. And what I want to do is a project work template. Like I want to do a template. So we're not going to have anything too exciting. We're just going to pick this one, but you're going to want to create your own. So now I've got a template. I think we can close that. We can go back to Zapier, and we're going to give it a project name, which is going to be, I think the best thing to do for the project name would probably be Dungannon. And we could put a hyphen in here and go person's name, right? So now you can see I've given it the address and the person's name, so that will be the title of the project. Working through, we're not going to add a description, but we are going to add a due date, which is going to be the closing date. There's the project close date, projected close date. Priority on it, we're going to make it medium because we've just started. And current status right now is going to be in progress. There we go. Yeah, okay, great. Continue. There we go. And now we're going to test that step and see whether a new project gets created in Motion. Okay, project was sent to Motion 0 seconds ago. There's the information. Let's check Motion. And there we go. So we've got this new project that's set to be able to do it. You're going to create your own custom projects, but what we've done is we've moved 48 Dungannon to offer. So if I go back to here. When we moved it here, it automatically creates it. So now if I set this Zap to run, and let's see if it does the trick. Okay, so we've published that right now. So if I create a new deal in here, let's go 35 Dungannon Drive, and I add a price of 500,000. I add a close date of January 2nd. We can add a commission in here of, a percent. So 2.5%, good. And we're going to say no agent splits, but we're going to assign it to, not assign it, but the customer is going to be me, and we're going to assign it to myself. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense. We're going to add a description. You could add a description here, and we don't have any custom fields set, so we're going to leave those two blank. So create deal. So we've created a deal here. Notice in Motion, let's go back to private tasks. There is nothing going on in here right now. We only have one deal. So what we want to do is see what happens when we take this and we move it to offer. So what should happen is a new project gets created over here. And you can see there's the new project right here. And like I said, we don't have a template, so we have to go up here, use a template, client onboarding, continue, and just go continue, and then just assign the people that need to be assigned to it. And if there's any custom fields that have to be entered, enter them in, and then boom. So this one's done. Okay, boom, another automation done, this time with Motion and Follow Up Boss. So I hope you like that. If you have any more questions, just fire them off to me. I'm more than happy to help. Thanks a lot.